Joe Biden. The Democratic challenger has appeared in public and told his supporters that he has no doubt that he will be the next president. Counting continues in just a handful of key states, and the margins are incredibly tight. But Joe Biden appears to be edging ever closer to the White House and has called for calm and patience while the counting continues. He is currently projected to have 253 electoral college votes and Donald Trump 214. They need 270 to win the White House. The key remaining states are Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, Pennsylvania and North Carolina. The BBC, in line with several other news organisations, is now projecting that Joe Biden is the winner in Wisconsin. And there's no sign of President Donald Trump conceding. Quite the opposite. He's launched a set of legal challenges. Well, let's join our North America editor, John Sopel, in Washington for the very latest. John.
Yes, Sophie, as you say, Donald Trump has launched a raft of legal actions in all these states where the votes are being counted. But I am sensing that there is growing frustration within the White House that the president isn't getting the support that he wanted from the Republican Party. And his lawyer has tweeted about it. Donald Trump's son has tweeted about it. So there is frustration there. But also they're saying there is going to be no concession because the votes are being stolen. And you have Joe Biden's camp saying, we're going to win. We're absolutely certain of it. So to misquote the Trump slogan, the territory we're now in is make America wait again.
As America waits, so impatience grows. And protests are cropping up in all the states where counting is still going on.
God bless America, God bless President Trump.
They're mainly Trump supporters. But last night what they were chanting depended on where they were. This is Detroit, Michigan, where Donald Trump had a narrowing lead, and his fans are shouting, "Stop the count." But go west to Arizona, where Donald Trump is trailing, and what's the cry? Count those votes.
We just like to watch you count the ballots.
The charge from Trump surrogates is that the Democrats are trying to steal the election.
We are filing this federal lawsuit to protect legal voters. It is unacceptable in this country to have illegal votes counted.
You guys just made the claim. No.
After this news conference, Rick Grinnell, Donald Trump's former director of national intelligence, was chased by a reporter to explain what the fraud is.
Where's the evidence of the fraud? You haven't presented any evidence of fraud.
As things stand, we're waiting for counting to finish in Arizona, Nevada, where Joe Biden holds narrow leads, and in Pennsylvania, in the northeast, and Georgia in the south, where the president is just about ahead. In Georgia, we had this update on the pressures facing the counting staff.
Fast is great, and we appreciate fast. We more appreciate accuracy. Accuracy is going to be the bedrock upon which people will believe the outcomes of these elections, be they on the winning side or the losing side.
Donald Trump hasn't spoken publicly since he made this statement on election night, but his campaign have launched multiple lawsuits since then demanding a recount in Wisconsin, calling for counting to be stopped in other states, alleging fraud in Nevada. And he's tweeted this: all of the recent Biden-claimed states will be legally challenged by us for voter fraud and state election fraud. Plenty of proof. Just check out the media. We will win. America first. The tweet has been flagged by Twitter for being misleading. The Democrats are watching all of this warily and have an army of lawyers ready to go into battle if that's what this election comes down to.
We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners. So I ask everyone to stay calm, all the people to stay calm. The process is working. The count is being completed, and we'll know very soon.
Neither side is giving an inch. Neither side is giving up. There's defiance from the Trump camp, determination from Biden. Who's going to prevail? Watch this space. John Sopel, BBC News, Washington.
Well, our North America correspondent Nick Bryant is at Joe Biden's campaign headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware, and we saw Joe Biden in the past hour, a very brief appearance, but he's certainly sounding very confident.
Sophie, they are super confident. They think they're going to win Arizona. They think they're going to win Nevada. Just those two states alone will get them to that magic number of 270. Increasingly, they think they are going to win Pennsylvania. Such a big prize. Donald Trump was 500,000 votes ahead on election night in Pennsylvania. Now that lead has dipped below 100,000. When you read the headlines on the news tonight, it was 97,000. Now it's 90,000. The Biden campaign chipping away at that. They know there are still votes to be counted in places like Philadelphia. Philadelphia, of course, a Democratic stronghold. They're pretty confident as well of what is happening right now in Georgia. They're happy on multiple fronts. Legally, some of those legal challenges from the Trump campaign have been rejected by courts in Georgia and Michigan. The Trump campaign has called for a recount in Wisconsin, but they've got a 20,000 lead in Wisconsin, and recounts generally only shift about a couple of hundred votes. It's significant, maybe, that on this stage behind me in the past hour, they've been checking the microphones, just adjusting a few things. We haven't seen activity on that stage since election night. Maybe they're preparing for a victory party.
Nick Brown, thank you. Well, it certainly has been one of the most divisive US elections anyone can remember. Our correspondent Alim Makboul has been speaking to people in Wisconsin, one of the most fiercely contested states, to find out how the bitter battle has affected the public mood there.
She's really healthy.
Even in quaint suburban America right now, in these fractious times, it's them and us. But there are those trying to come together. When Tim had his Biden sign stolen, his Trump-supporting neighbor Josh surprised him with a replacement.
I know Josh is a member of the Republican Party, and so, you know, for him to come and do something like that was pretty outstanding. So, and in the course of our conversation, I realized that Josh is, you know, a regular person first and a Republican second.
But the situation nationally is causing tension.
I think people's wicks are just a little bit shorter than they used to be. I think people are afraid. They're afraid of what the economy looks like. They're afraid of the unknown. And so that fear becomes anger.
Even outside the White House on election night, we saw radical elements on the left make an appearance. In recent months, far-right militia have also made their presence felt in many parts of the country. And we all remember moments over the last year where American cities have quickly descended into chaos. Anti-fascist activist Vaughn Mays has been arrested several times for alleged violence, but now predicts trouble from the other side.
I live in a state where we saw armed protesters, Trump supporters, storm the Capitol because they did not want to follow mask mandates and they did not want their businesses shut down. They wanted to be able to get, in their words, haircuts. And so if they would go to those heights and those levels for mask mandates, it's definitely concerning what they would do if their president is not reelected, especially when he's been putting it out there that if he doesn't win, it's rigged or it's some sort of conspiracy against him, and that they should fight back.
There's little doubt that the angry rhetoric and political discourse at the top has led to more animosity among some elements, at least, on the ground. And the fear is, because this has already been a contentious election and promises to be into the days and weeks to come, that'll only lead to greater divisions in American society. Alim Makboul, BBC News in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.